Have you ever been on a website at, say, 11 p.m. on a Saturday with a burning question before you hit buy? You reach out, and you get that dreaded automated email saying they'll get back to you on Monday? Yeah, we've all been there. And honestly, by Monday, you've probably already gone to a competitor. Businesses are literally bleeding customers every single day because their replies are just too slow. So welcome to This Explainer. Today we're talking about a massive financial opportunity that is staring right in the face of nearly every small to medium business out there. Traditional human support is just way too expensive to scale 24/7, but thanks to some huge leaps in AI technology recently, setting up instant, round-the-clock support is completely within reach.
To really understand the why here, you just have to look at the money. The data shows an absolutely wild 12x cost difference. On average, an AI chatbot interaction costs a business about 50 cents. Now compare that to the $6 it costs on average for a human agent to handle that exact same single interaction. 50 cents versus $6. When you're a business processing thousands of inquiries a month, that gap is revolutionary. You aren't just saving a few pennies here and there, you are completely restructuring the entire economics of customer support.
So let's dive into this explainer and completely demystify how you can build and, more importantly, monetize AI chatbots for businesses, even if you're starting from scratch as a total beginner. We're going to peek under the hood at the exact workflows, the tools you're going to need, and the real reasons why companies are happily writing checks to agencies and freelancers to build these systems for them.
Here is a quick roadmap for our time today. We'll start with the AI automation opportunity, then cover how AI agents work, building your first bot, pricing your AI services, and finally wrap up with challenges and next steps.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the AI automation opportunity.
If you want to see the sheer scale of what's possible, look no further than Klarna. This recent case study is just staggering. In its very first month, their AI assistant handled the equivalent workload of 700 full-time human agents. 2.3 million conversations. They slashed their resolution time from 11 minutes down to under 2 minutes. And the kicker? That drove an estimated $40 million in annual profit improvement. Now, obviously, you might be pitching to smaller local businesses rather than global giants, but this enterprise-level success proves the undeniable, hard financial value of AI resolution.
And that value becomes even more obvious when you look at response times. An AI responds in, 1 to 3 seconds? A live human on a website chat widget takes about 40 seconds on average. In a phone call, you're looking at 8 long minutes of terrible hold music. The data shows that 82% of consumers vastly prefer a bot that answers their question perfectly in 3 seconds over waiting 8 minutes for a human. In business, speed to lead is absolutely everything.
Okay, moving to Section 2, how AI agents work. So what's actually different now? Well, think of traditional chatbots like a really unhelpful waiter who can only recite the menu. You ask a question, and it spots a keyword and spits out a pre-scripted answer. That's the whole shebang. Modern AI agents, however, are like a fantastic waiter who actually takes your specific order, goes to the kitchen, brings you your food, and processes your credit card. They don't just chat, they execute actual tasks and solve problems completely autonomously by talking directly to a business's software.
To build this kind of truly useful digital worker, our sources highlight 5 core components. But listen, here is the absolute secret weapon for beginners. The platforms out there today handle the brain, like OpenAI or Claude, and the memory completely for you. As an AI builder, you literally only need to focus on 3 things. First, prompting, which is basically just plain English instructions on how the agent should behave. Second, knowledge, which is the specific business PDFs or website data you upload so it actually knows the company. And third, tools, which give the AI the ability to take actions like booking a calendar slot or updating a CRM.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, building your first bot. You really do not need to be a coding genius for this. Seriously, you can leverage these incredible no-code and low-code platforms. Tools like NNN, Make.com, or Zapier act as the nervous system, easily connecting different software together. Then you have platforms like Botpress or Stammer AI that give you the actual chat interface and even let you white label the software under your own agency's brand. Then you just plug in an AI model, like GPT-4, to act as the brain. It's kind of like snapping digital Lego blocks together. When you are first starting out, the absolute best advice is do not try to build a massive, complex system right out of the gate. Keep it simple and follow these 4 steps. First, define a very focused offer, like a bot designed solely to capture leads after hours. Second,
upload a few FAQs to train its knowledge base. Third, connect it to the client's website and their CRM. And finally, build a simple, working demo. Remember this, a working demo that a business owner can pull out and play with on their phone is 100 times more powerful for closing a deal than a fancy PowerPoint presentation.
All right, let's talk about the money. Section 4, pricing your AI services.
Let's bring some radical transparency to the economics of running an AI automation agency. You basically have 3 different ways to charge. The automation setup fee is your one-off charge, and that can range anywhere from $150 to several $1,000s depending on how complex it is. That's great for quick cash flow. Then you have the monthly retainer, where clients pay for hosting, ongoing optimization, and tweaking. That's your stable income. Finally, there's the performance-based model, where you take a cut of the revenue generated or money saved. But honestly, that's generally reserved for highly experienced agencies who already have deep trust with their clients.
So what's the best route for a beginner? The most highly recommended strategy is a hybrid approach. You charge the client a solid upfront setup fee to design and deploy the agent. That validates the project and pays for your immediate time. But then you transition them into a monthly retainer. You just explain to them that AI isn't a set-it-and-forget-it magic wand. It needs to be monitored, its instructions refined, and its knowledge base updated as the business changes. This ensures you get that nice upfront cash injection plus predictable, long-term, recurring revenue.
Let's keep it real, though. Section 5, challenges and next steps.
First up is expectation management. The data consistently shows that AI should absolutely not be sold as a total human replacement for complex, nuanced issues. It is best suited to handle the 80% of predictable, routine tickets. Things like password resets, order tracking, and simple FAQ lookups. By handling that 80%, you completely free up the human team to handle the remaining 20% of highly complex or maybe emotionally charged issues that genuinely require human empathy. The trick is making sure your system routes intelligently between the bot and the human.
And honestly, that routing is where a lot of people fail. The biggest drop in hybrid support is a poor handoff from the bot to the human agent. That is exactly why leading enterprise implementations aggressively target an escalation rate below 15%. If your bot gets confused easily and ends up transferring every single customer to a human anyway, it's failing. It's basically just become an annoying digital answering machine.
Let's look at why getting that handoff right is absolutely crucial. Right now, only 15% of consumers actually report experiencing a seamless transition from an AI to a human. Worse, 1 in 3 human agents receives a transferred chat but gets 0 context, forcing the customer to repeat their entire problem from scratch. We all know how incredibly frustrating that is. If you're going to sell these systems, you have to solve these exact pain points. Make sure your AI passes along the full conversation history. And you must build strict guardrails into your prompting to prevent the AI from guessing or hallucinating answers it just doesn't know.
So if you want to start your agency journey today, here is your action plan. First, pick a niche with high repetition, maybe e-commerce order tracking or real estate lead qualification. Second, build a relatable demo tailored exactly to their biggest headache. And third, when you actually pitch this to a business owner, never sell your hours or the fancy technology itself. The client does not care about large language models or API endpoints. They care that you can magically get them 40% fewer support tickets and capture valuable leads while they sleep. Always, always sell the outcome.
I'll leave you with this question to spark your own AI journey today. What repetitive, time-draining task in your business, or your future client's business, will you automate first so you can stop losing customers to slow replies? The tools are right there, the market is incredibly hungry for this, and the opportunity is happening right now. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we will see you next time.